last Friday, and today I am going to talk about some of the dangers in actually going vegan or vegetarianism. It's funny because you guys know I am a flexitarian. I am almost vegan. I have been leaning more towards plant-based as well. And I'll see other vegans and they'll be like, oh, that's a good start, as if I'm going to eventually be vegan. And I most likely will not. 99.99% sure that I will not be 100% vegan, just because my personality is such that there's a book about habits, and it talks about how some people are moderators and some are abstainers, and I'm a moderator. So just because of that, I was pretty certain that I wasn't going to. However, with certain things in my condition right now, I'm realizing probably eating as plant-based as I was actually contributing to some deficiencies in my life. And so if you choose to go vegan or vegetarian, of which there are so many wonderful benefits, and everyone should eat their right amount of vegetables and fruits every day regardless, here are some of the dangers and pitfalls that you want to be aware of. But as usual, as you hop on here, give me a wave, a hi, a hello. Let me know what city or state you are watching me from, and hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, no matter what venue it is, if it's on Facebook, Instagram, or later on YouTube. So found an article as usual. And so just in general, what is the why that some people decide to be vegan or vegetarian? So there's some individuals that are vegan because of religious views, others because of obesity, and they think having that type of extreme diet plan will help. Some don't want to eat meat because of the harmful effects on animals and the environment. So they'll turn to a vegan lifestyle just because they love animals. And again, there are so many benefits of being vegan. It can give you better gut bacteria. Most people experience weight loss. And I personally was leaning towards vegetarian in order to reduce hormones that a lot of times are present in meat. And so veganism is, if you choose to be vegan, is where you cut out any food or products that come from animals. So eggs, dairy, meat, fish, poultry, honey, everything whatsoever. And when you start a vegan diet, you may end up replacing high carbohydrate food with high fiber content. So the major sources of food for vegans and vegetarians are going to be fruits, whole grains, soya beans, legumes, tree nuts, and seeds. And there can be limited nutrient sources in some of these. And those who are extreme with their diet need to take supplements in order to get the nutrients that they are deficient in. So what are some of the, again, pitfalls that may happen if we're not completely careful with our diet, and having all the varied things, checking our mineral and vitamin levels regularly, and supplementing when necessary? So legume protein and leaky gut. And I actually know an individual that's suffering from this. So a vegan cannot include any kind of animal protein. Thus, legumes become a major plant-based protein source. Proteins present in legumes also contain certain anti-nutrients. These anti-nutrients have the property to inhibit the absorption of important macronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Some of these are lectins and phytates, which focus on the prevention of any kind of healthy absorption. This increases the intestinal permeability and leads to leaky gut. And animal proteins won't have these particular anti-nutrients. Leaky gut is a condition of an intestine, which is also known as intestinal permeability. And this lining of the small intestine gets damaged by accumulation of anti-nutrient. This lets undigested food particles, toxic waste products, and bacteria to leak through the intestine and reach the bloodstream. Now, obviously, you can have leaky gut if you eat meat as well. So if you suffer from that, then you want to take all the measures in order to repair your gut as possible. And I have a video on how to have healthy digestion. Soy protein and hormone disruptions. So one of the major ways that vegans will get and vegetarians will get protein is through meat substitutes. And this can include processed soy. Soy can be used in the making of tofu and soy milk. And these can contain phytoestrogens, which can increase the estrogen levels in the body. And so that's something to be aware of as well. Lack of hemoglobin. A major source of hemoglobin can be red meat. There are less hema iron options, and there are even less non-hema iron options, which then puts them at risk for iron deficiency anemia. And it was noted in this article that in India, iron deficient anemia is the most common form of anemia and also nutrition deficiency. So both vegan and vegetarian diets are at a high risk of anemia. Doctors suggest having supplements for iron in their everyday diet. Supplements could reverse the formation of iron deficiency. There are certain people who resist the consumption of it because of its side effects. Anemia can lead to fatigue and weakness. The women who are at childbearing age are advised to turn into non-vegetarian for the prevention of anemia. And this actually happened to my sister. Reduction in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are a major component of fish and fish oils. So there is the possibility of not receiving enough when fully vegans and vegetarians take out fish completely. So that is another thing to watch for. Vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 deficiency is seen very often in vegans. They're advised to get supplementation in order to help with that because it can lead to constipation, fatigue, weakness, anemia, and appetite loss. Those who have had a genetic condition called MTHFR are at greater risk. I've been told that I possibly have that. I still need to transfer over to one of the specialists some of my genetic information so that they can take a look at that. But this can lead the body to numbness in hands, feet, and ultimately to dementia. So I'm always taking a B vitamin because I tend to always have that coldness in my hands and feet and occasional numbness. Another risk is inhibit zinc absorption. So there are many food products that they can get zinc, such as legumes, nuts, and seeds. But they also can contain anti-nutrients, which damage the lining of the small intestine. Too much carbohydrates. So because vegan diets do not have as many options, they tend to include carbohydrates to reach a satiety level. And actually, when I first started eating plant-based, I did feel really hungry because I leaned more towards keto, which I had like very little carbs at whatsoever. And so I was not eating a lot of those things, but based on my scan that I did and some of the carbs that were recommended, I did start adding some in, including like bread every single day. And that helped with my satiation level for sure. But I've seen some vegans who will like go to Taco Bell and eat like the chips and cheese from Taco Bell. So overconsumption of carbohydrates can lead to imbalance in the body metabolism and lead to blood sugar deregulation. So it's important to make sure that your diet is completely balanced and has an adequate amount of every macronutrient and there's not too much carbohydrates. The other thing is you can develop a disordered eating condition called orthorexia, which is the obsession of healthy food, because vegans do not eat any plant or animal proteins, then they kind of do have to be obsessive about what they're eating. And so this can, again, be a type of emotional eating disorder that they develop because they have to be so hyper vigilant. So again, I am flexitarian, and so I'm going to do a video probably Friday on what the flexitarian diet is, what it consists of, kind of how I eat, the benefits of that. But I was probably eating almost 90 to 10% plant-based, and I am in one of the conditions right now that I possibly developed or it contributed at least to some major deficiencies the way that I was eating, because I definitely was eating plant-based during my time of the month. And I currently am dealing with a hormone issue, which I've shared with you guys on several different platforms, which causes excessive bleeding. And so that excessive bleeding eventually led to me being completely iron deficient, as well as my hemoglobin being super, super low. So I'm in the process of now rebuilding that up. And again, it's the main result is that I have fibroids and excessive bleeding. That is the cause of the deficiency. But because of that, it is not good for me to be 100% vegan, because it would be extremely difficult for me to get what I need. And now, knowing that I am very anemic and completely iron deficient, I want to share with you guys some of the things that I'm using in order to help. And if you are a vegan and you choose to be vegan and you find that you fall into some of these deficiencies, this may be some of the things that you need to add back into your diet. So, a multivitamin. Everyone needs a multivitamin. So this is just going to give you a baseline of all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that you need. The one that I love is Master Formula. My doctor says everyone in the United States has to have a multivitamin for sure. Then what I'm doing to replace my iron right now is Floretics, iron and herbs. So this actually has, it also has B12 for me. So it's 56%, 10 milligrams of iron. It has B12, 281% of B12, and it has some other vitamins. And it's just pear juice, grape juice, blackcurrant juice, honey, orange juice, blackberry juice, cherry juice, red beet juice, and ascorbic acid as an antioxidant. So this is what I'm using to repair my iron. I went to the hematologist today and he said I need to take 3 servings per day based on where my levels are. We also talked about the possibility of being low on your omegas. So this would be an amazing supplement if you find that is the case. I have to supplement my omegas because I can't eat the things that I need. Even in vegetarian form, I can't eat tree nuts. I can't eat coconut. And then I can't eat fish when I'm in the mood of where I'm actually eating. So I have to supplement my omegas, and I have this. So this is going to be amazing for your brain health. We talked about the possible, if you have a couple of these deficiencies, dementia. So this is super important for your brain health, and you may need to, if your levels indicate, you may need to supplement with omegas. Then I have my Super B. And this also has zinc and some more vitamin B12 in it for me, 4,000% actually. It has a little bit of zinc. So this is going to be another good supplement if you find that your levels from the way you're eating are low on that. The other thing you definitely wanted that I have on the way and I don't have with me is vitamin C. Vitamin C is necessary to absorb my iron. So I am getting a little bit of that in my multivitamin, but I definitely need to get additional. And then of course, everyone needs to be on their Ninja Red. This is a whole body nutrient infusion, and it's going to make everything else that you're taking so much more bioavailable. Cannot even explain it whatsoever. It changes the game whatsoever. So I'm actually up to 3 servings a day of this instead of just the normal 2 servings, as well as I try to infuse my body back with what it needs. So that is what I want to share with you guys today. Don't forget, let me know what city, state, and or country that you're watching me from. Let me know if you have tried to be vegan, if you ran into any snags with it, or if you're loving it, and any tips that you have for anyone else that wants to do that for the rest of their life. And again, in a couple of days, I will be back to explain what I currently am doing and will continue to do as the flexitarian diet. And there's going to be a couple versions of that, but I'll share with you exactly how I implement it. So thank you guys as usual for joining me, and I will talk to you guys in a couple days. Have an amazing evening. Bye guys.